Welcome back to another Charlotte Legacy League where we have Green-White Painter versus Temur Delver. A huge thank you to the Patreon supporters who are helping the league and YouTube channel. If you would like to become a supporter, please click on the link in the show notes. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. One is matchup where Ben has kept 7 and Tyler's kept 6. Ben's on the play leading off on a Goblin Welder. I would like to say thank you to both of these gentlemen. This is their first time being on camera with us, and they were a little hesitant at first, but I promised to not give them too hard of a time on their gameplay because they are new to the camera and typically don't play that much Legacy with us. So I'm excited to have them on here as well as commentate on their game. It was really interesting to watch them play from a bird's eye view, where I typically play against them just from across the table. So both players have traditionally, we've had some great matches with each other. Ben beat me the last time we were playing. He was on this painter list, and I was on my green-white lands deck. So Tyler playing his Dragon Race Chandler, and then Ben playing a Fable the Mirror Breaker. Such a great card from that set. And it's really exciting to see how it's taken form and shape in the Legacy format, being a pretty strong 3-drop, not the strongest 3-drop, but a very strong 3-drop in all of these Soul Land decks. So it's like Tyler's got a Wasteland for himself here, and see if he's got any pondering and or brainstorming to do. It does look like he has a ponder, so we'll see that trigger coming from the Dragon Race Chandler first. So he'll be able to take a peek and see if he likes what he sees. He doesn't, so he's going to pitch that Daze to the graveyard. Likes what he sees, and he's just going to take one off the top of the 3 that came off that ponder. It looks like he found a Mishra's Bauble as well. He's going to opt to, he knows what's on top, he doesn't need to look, and he's going to bobble at the top of Ben's library and see an Urza's Saga. So pass that back over to Ben's side. Actually, is that sorcery instant land? Yeah. So that is a 3/3, so it's on its way over. And it's not bad to have a 3/3 flyer on turn 2. Also with a Wasteland on the Ancient Tomb. To be fair, the Goblin Shaman, definitely helps this particular case with the Wasteland. Tyler not forgetting his Mistress Bauble there. See a Fable tick up to 2. And see him probably pitch some of those lands that he has and draw 2 more. Looks like there's an Ensnaring Bridge in his hand as well as a Phyrexian Dragon Engine. He puts in the graveyard. Great combo with the Goblin Welder, especially with a Goblin Shaman as well. So Urza's Saga coming down. We'll probably see that Shaman attack, create a treasure, and then potentially see that other Fable come out of his hand. So would be a pretty good play there. So yeah, Shaman attack, treasure token made is in that pile somewhere, I promise. There it is. And I wonder if we're going to see that Fable come into play here. Yes, we will. Looks like we're going to see that other Fable the Mirror Breaker come into play, and he'll get a second Goblin Shaman here. Luckily for me, I was able to snag a second Goblin Shaman token from Parker Banner Kenton Wayne. So just a moment, and I will have that while Ben is looking for it in that pile. It's not actually there because I haven't had a chance to put it into the tokens box yet. So he's just announcing that there is a second Goblin Shaman in case Tyler wants to do anything in particular against that. And we'll see a fetch from Tyler, picking up probably a Volcanic Island, yes, and then another swing for 3. And there's that Goblin Shaman. I had to leave my match to run over and find it real quick, throw it in a sleeve, and give it to Ben. So after an attack for 3, Ben's down to 12. Tyler's at 15. Those Goblin Shamans are definitely going to start taking over this game with abundance of mana, as well as there being a Urza's Saga on the battlefield. So we'll see some construct tokens being made, some treasure tokens being made. We're going to see some Fable triggers happen here. Get a flip off of this Fable to see the reflection of the Kiki Chiki, which is also a really good card in this particular deck because it can copy a lot of different creatures that it has, such as the Goblin Welders, the Goblin Engineers, the Goblin Shamans, Furies, hell, even painters if it needs to. It can also make constructs, copies to attack with haste, so that's pretty good. He did just pick up a grindstone off the draw here, and it looks like he chose to not pitch anything to... Actually, it looks like he may have pitched that Ancient Tomb. We'll see an attack for 2. Alright, we're going to roll back here. For combat, we're going to see an Unholy Heat on the Goblin Shaman, a trigger on the Dragon's Rage Chandler. See if he likes what he sees on top. He does. An attack for 1, making a construct. Or not a construct, but a treasure token. And Ben's in pretty good position here. He did find the Grindstone. Doesn't quite have the Painter here yet. But he can go ahead and make a... Okay, he's going to play the Engineer from hand. Showing that to Tyler, letting him know that he can fetch. Tyler's going to say no thanks, force a will, pitching the Brainstorm. So it does stop the Painter from getting into the graveyard this turn, which is a heads-up move by Tyler there. See if Ben has anything else he wants to do. He has the Grindstone he could play this turn. He's already tapped his mana for the using the Saga, so you might as well just use that City of Traders and play out that Grindstone that's in his hand and try and find another way to get a Painter into play. So I think I'd probably, if I were Ben, maybe played the Grindstone first to see if I could catch the Force of Will on that. And then, alright, so another Welder coming into play too. He is Hellbent. He can use that Welder to rotate away the Grindstone for a... Alright, Lightning Bolt come from Tyler. He could rotate the Grindstone away to pick up the Phyrexian Dragon Engine, to pick up 2 more cards, and see if he can dig that way as well. What's another way to do that? Yeah, he could do it that way. See what he chooses to do. This is before combat. He's going to rotate the Grindstone away for the Ensnaring Bridge so he doesn't take any more damage from that Dragon's Rage Chandler. And I intentionally didn't edit the video to make it look like they were playing perfectly, because we all do not play perfectly. And, we take it for granted sometimes. Either playing opponents that play perfectly or not rushing through each step. And I just like to leave that, we are human, and it's, we have to slow each other down when it's time to do these combat tricks and so forth like that, to remind people. So, it just rips the Painter off the top. No big deal. Well, I guess he can just float a mana here off the... float a mana off the Saga. Go get a Mox Diamond. Play the Painter. Not a Mox Diamond, sorry, a Mox Opal. So, mana floating. He can play the Painter, name blue on that, and then just activate the Grindstone. Or actually, he's going to activate the Welder first. So he can activate the Welder, get the Grindstone, and then go from there. So, all right. So we'll see a Lightning Bolt on the Painter. As priority changes, and then we'll see Ben rotate away the Mox Opal, pick up the Grindstone, activate the Grindstone with the Lightning Bolt on the stack. He can mill out Tyler from there, and Tyler will... So double trigger, and there it is. See you in game number 2. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Back to game number 2. Ben's kept 7, Tyler's kept 5, and Tyler will be on the play. Looks like he's playing a Tropical Island there, and no follow-up. Over to Ben. Play a basic Mountain and a Goblin Welder. It's really good start there. We'll see Tyler brainstorm and see if he can find an answer for this. He does. He finds a Daze, returning that island back to his hand, and that Goblin Welder is on its way to the graveyard. So back over to Tyler to see if he can make something out of what he has left. So he's got a fetch land. We know he kept the Tropical Island. We'll see a Ponder. And likes what he sees, keeps one. It's like he's going to pass it back over to Ben here. So now that we've seen both decks as well, Tyler, I believe, has some Meltdowns in his sideboard, which is pretty good, as well as some Hydroblasts and some Pyroblasts, and a Collector Oof. So all of those are really strong against the Painter deck. Force of Will pitching a Ponder on this Painter Servant as well from Tyler. Spending no time, not getting, letting Ben set up at all here. And for Ben's deck, let's see what he has for his sideboard. It doesn't really need too much, I don't think. But he has some Magus of the Moons, which are not bad to have. Mindbreak Track's not really. Furies, maybe, but I think realistically, if he just plays the same way he played in his game 1, he'll be in pretty good shape here for taking on Tyler. Another Painter coming from Ben. See if Tyler has another answer for this. He does not. We are in the blue haze of the Painter. One more red, and what do we have here? Got a Soul Guide Lantern. We're going to target that Ponder and pass it back over to Tyler here. Tyler finds a Collector Oof off the top. That's some good stuff there. Collector Oof against a Painter deck is good. I don't know if Ben plays any main deck. He plays Pyroblasts, Red Elemental Blast. Oh, he does play 4 Swords of Plowshares in the main. So that is definitely something that he can do. We've got a Great Furnace from Ben. Not supposed to tap that because it's an artifact and plays a Grindstone. But again, we're all humans, and we don't typically see a lot of Collector Oof in the main. Or not in the main, but realistically, we don't see too much Collector Oof in Legacy for the most part, as maybe a 1-of or something like that. So it's understandable that it did get missed. And they're having a discussion about this at the moment. Ben does eventually realize that he did he couldn't do what he did. So he's pointing out to Tyler that he couldn't tap that because of Collector Oof, and he couldn't play that Grindstone. So he's just letting him know just in case that affects any of his play. Again, I chose not to edit this out because, again, these are the important things of Magic and the characteristics of it. You know, making sure that we're all playing fairly and being fair with each other kind of thing. Ben could have potentially not said anything about it and let it slide kind of thing, and next turn untapped and potentially gotten away with something there. But he's being a good dude and, is not being like that. So Tyler also thinks that he has Delirium here, but he doesn't. He only has 3 instants and a land in his graveyard. So he does have a 5/6 though, and that is only a 5/5 construct, so he can definitely attack with that and do some damage that way. Tyler just weighing his options here. He is hellbent, so whatever he chooses to do is just going to have to be his turn. He's tapping on the Tarmogoyf. Is he coming with it? Oh, also, super excited we got to use the Tarmo dice. I've had it for about 3 months, and this is the first time we've ever got to use it on camera, so super stoked about that. And we will see an attack for 5 over to Ben, and Ben's just going to let that slide. So see if Ben's able to pull something out here. An untap step and a draw. What does he pick up? It is a Swords to Plowshare to literally win the game. So Tyler being hellbent, we'll see a Swords on the Collector Oof. Tyler will pick up 2 life, go back to 20. Life totals don't matter here. Ben does have a City of Traders in his hand as well, so he can play this Grindstone and then play the City of Traders, activate, and mill out Tyler for the win here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.